On this day in history, February 28, 1954, the first ever nuclear test in the Marshall Islands, the United States conducted the Castle Bravo nuclear test that Bikini Atoll, the Marshall Islands. It was the most powerful U.S. nuclear test ever, unexpectedly yielding 15 megatons, 1,000 times more powerful than Hiroshima, and causing widespread radioactive fallout. That test had major consequences, including global protests against nuclear weapons and increased awareness of radiation's dangers. 1953, discovery of DNA's double helix. James Watson and Francis Crick announced that they had discovered the structure of DNA, the famous double helix, revolutionizing biology and genetics. 1983, the final episode of MASH. The last episode of MASH, titled Goodbye, Farewell and Omen, aired on this day, becoming the most watched television broadcast in US history at the time, with over 105 million viewers. 1849, the first steam-powered fire engine tested. The world saw the first steam-powered fire engine tested in New York City, changing the future of firefighting technology. 1704, the Deerfield Massacre. During Queen Anne's War, French and Native American forces attacked the English settlement of Deerfield, Massachusetts, killing 47 settlers and capturing over 100, who were forced to march to Canada. 1935, nylon invented by Wallace Carruthers. Wallace Carruthers, a chemist at DuPont, invented nylon, the first fully synthetic fiber, which later revolutionized industries from fashion to military gear. 1986, Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme assassinated. Olof Palme, the Prime Minister of Sweden, was assassinated in Stockholm, sending shockwaves through the world, as he was a prominent advocate for peace and democracy. 1991, the end of the Gulf War. US President George H.W. Bush announced a ceasefire, officially marking the end of the Gulf War, a conflict between Iraq and a coalition of nations led by the United States. 1928, first US television broadcast. The first public television broadcast in the US was conducted by Charles Francis Jenkins, an early television pioneer. 1933, the Reichstag fire decree issued. Following the Reichstag fire in Germany, Adolf Hitler used the incident as a pretext to convince President Hindenburg to issue the Reichstag fire decree, suspending many civil liberties and paving the way for a Nazi dictatorship.